So I've got this that we can go ahead and spawn in, and then we can upgrade it with the warp drive. It doesn't have one currently, and in order to upgrade it with a warp drive, we're going to need the stuff to build a warp drive. But I'm going to go ahead and spawn in the Diplomat right here, and I made this bay specifically large enough that the Diplomat should be able to get in and out with no problem. All right, welcome back everybody to KnowItAllDM Entertainment. I'm KnowItAllDM. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing great, hanging out, playing Empyrion Galactic Survival Alpha 12 Experimental. So since last time, I've done a little bit of off-camera stuff, a little bit of upgrades to the base. Primarily, I gave us some bunk beds because it's not just me in this bunker anymore. It's me and my two NPC buddies. I've been working in here on gathering up the fruits and such. Oh, and they are ready, but the vegetables are not. We'll wait for the vegetables and spice to finish regrowing, and then we'll harvest that for some more emergency rations, which we already have stored in here. 17 emergency rations, which is really nice. Let's see, over here in the medical bay, I've got an oxygen generator and oxygen storage and O2 tanks and an oxygen station. So whenever I go to space or underwater or whatever and I need to utilize my oxygen, I can refill it back here at the base. And I can use the oxygen that I make up in there to fill up my my ships and such. In addition to that, I've got this constructor here, which puts steel plates into the water container so that I can actually use it to make oxygen. I've got a repair station online over here, and then I think that's everything down here. Those are the primary things that I've done. But in addition to that, I have revamped the hover vessel entry exit up here, and as you can see, it's got these little here in the way. It's got these little whatchamacallums here, so you can go all the way down, and you can actually go all the way through all this straight to here, and it exits right out here where it did before. But I've made a little bit of a wider area here for me to come in, and then I can just angle right into here and go right into the hover vessel entry. The downside to this is that I can't put any sentries or anything over here because I have used up all my sentries, but that's okay. I don't really need sentries for the hover vessel entrance. I doubt they'll try to come in this way, and if they do, we can figure out some way. I might end up, if we end up having problems, I might end up just putting an upside down minigun turret right here that'll just pop down and shoot down the hallway at anything that's needed, because I can do another minigun turret. And so that way it'll have things shooting down. If I need to, I can put two more on the side as well, because the turrets and such are, you can do a lot of them. In fact, I think the regular turrets, they may have removed the hard-coded limit and just limit it based on your, yeah, for these, yeah, it still says maximum amount 12, so. And that says maximum amount 8. But you can remove that if you want. But I personally use all the limiters. So, our primary goal right now is to upgrade the base to the next tier of CPU, because we are going quite a bit over it now. And we're only at 47% efficiency because of all the upgrades I've been doing to the base. So we've got one tier 3 extender. We've got one large optronic bridge. The things that are preventing us from moving forward with this is another optronic bridge, which will require a total of 15 gold for this, 15 gold for that. That's 30 gold altogether. I have 11 and a little bit of ore. And then, of course, other things that are required are things like oscillators and zascosium alloy. Now, with the zascosium alloy, I can go get zascosium and erestrum from a nearby asteroid, or more correctly, the planetary remnant, and I can do a little bit of looting while I'm there. So that's no problem. The oscillators I can get from drones and such, because all we need for those are titanium and the titanium and neodymium, and we have this auto miner core that I want to go to the moon and set down on the titanium thing if we can get the auto mining device up and running, which needs just one more flux coil. So multi-pronged things that we're going to need to do. Primarily, we need to get gold and such for the what do you call it? The CPU extender. And to that end, I've been looking at the space playfields here, and somewhere... It's not showing the resources anymore. That's weird, because it was showing the resources when I clicked the space playfield here before. There. That's what I'm looking for. This one here, it was, I don't know why I didn't see it. This one here has erestrum and gold. And so I'm considering building a warp, small warp capable vessel to get here. And I already have, I went and utilized the resources we had. We didn't have too much more that I needed to do, and I went ahead and made up the UCH Diplomat, which, as you can see here, and as you'll be able to see when I spawn it, is an upgraded version of one of the former ones that used to have purple instead of blue. And then they've added a little extra flair to it and some rocket launchers. So I've got this that we can go ahead and spawn in, and then we can upgrade it with the warp drive. It doesn't have one currently, and in order to upgrade it with a warp drive, we're going to need the stuff to build a warp drive. But I'm going to go ahead and spawn in the Diplomat right here, and I made this bay specifically large enough that the Diplomat should be able to get in and out with no problem. So, now there's a few upgrades to the Diplomat that I like to do when I first spawn it in. As you can see, it's not powered right now, so let's go ahead and get some power. Bunker, let's do oxygen storage, put some oxygen in it because we're going to need that. And then for the fuel, let's grab the fuel storage here, fill that up. So now we have fuel. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put a couple of sensors on, one on each door, and I'm going to have it so that the doors automatically open when you get close to them. That's something they don't currently do. And yeah, in order to do that, I'll just have it so that, you know, it might open and close as I walk past it, but I'm not too worried about that. Back here is where we're going to end up putting the warp drive. As you can see here, this has a thing that says warp capability, and then it says to refit, blah, 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 blah. I can't crouch to see it, but it says to refit this transport shuttle for warp transport, remove the bed and storage beneath it, as well as the column of blocks behind this panel, and place the warp drive here on its side. Replace the cargo box on the wall behind the bed with a pentaxid tank. So that'll become a pentaxid tank. I'll probably replace these two here with something, because you will no longer be able to access this cargo box. And then eventually, as you can see down here, it says to upgrade to CPU tier 3, remove opposite bed and place the 2 extenders on top of it. And in order to do that, I can actually just remove this container and that container and put them there and leave the bed here. But I could also remove this bed and then add a shield generator here as well. And then we'll be really good, in really good shape, capable of doing great things. So, but for the time being, I'm going to work on getting the warp drive going. And yes, with the warp drive, our CPU will not be optimal, because right now, let me double check our CPU. Right now, it's 12,126 out of 15,000. And the warp drive, I believe, will use enough, more than 2,000. The warp drive for a small vessel uses 3,000 in and of itself. So it'll go slightly over for that. This will make it go just a little bit more, 200. So that's 3,200 extra. So it'll be slightly over, but it'll still be functional, but not at optimum capacity. But we are going to go ahead and work towards that. Now I can make, let's see, can I make both of these? I don't think so. We don't have the, maybe I can. We'll see. I'm going to tell it to make both of those, and we'll see if we can get this ship functional. And let's see. I really need to get like a small hover vessel for going around this bunker, because it's getting a little bit big. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove some of the stuff here. Let me do this, though. Let's go bunker SV stuff. And then we'll link to this so that when we remove this stuff, it will go straight there. Now, I don't have to remove this stuff here, so that will still be there. But this and that all need to be removed, as does that. Now, the warp drive will stick out a little bit, and I'm not worried about this here because that is still sealed. Let's just turn the thrusters off and the turrets and weapons. And I'm going to set this up with my standard weapons system, flight system, all that stuff. The custom HUD it's talking about, you see how it has a little missile lock thing? That's just a little LCD that projects. In fact, I believe that LCD is just somewhere. I don't know where it is. Oh, there, that's it. So I could just remove that and not worry about it. I'm going to leave it for now. I'm just going to change this. I'm going to move it from here down to the bottom. And now, as you can see, the custom hub or custom HUD thing will go on and off with that. So flight systems, weapon systems. And let's just go ahead and get into these. And I'll just do this. And I'll get these going with what they need to be. All right, now that all those are set to what they need to be, let me close this because we don't need that opening and closing and opening and closing. Let us come into the bunker and main constructor output. Okay, we have both of those. Now what I need, I'm going to need, let's just make 10 of those. I may not need all 10, but we will see. Does this thing currently have a Wi-Fi in it? Equipment, detector, and armor locker. It does not have a Wi-Fi. So we're going to want that to make a Wi-Fi as well. We'll have this make the Wi-Fi. This is a small constructor I'm in right now, which is making the small stuff. Okay, and then we'll grab this. Okay, and we'll start by putting these in here. That's not the direction I wanted it. I want it that way. Okay, so now we'll do this, and let's come out here and take a look at how far out it'll be. We'll do that, and then do it sideways a couple so that it'll come up and down here. That ramp really needs to be one that's one longer. I don't know if these ramps have a longer variant. Let's find out. Okay, that's this. You've got this. And then this one. That's 4 and that's 5. Yeah, that can go right there, but there's a problem right now that when you move things up and down using the thing that I just used, it gets all weird. I hate that. With Alpha 12, if you use the up and down buttons, which is page up, page down, normally, the things get all weird. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to remove this. I'm trying to remember what it looks like. And I'm going to have to do the same to the one on this side. And then I'm going to have to replace it. I'm guessing those were just regular steel blocks. I don't know. They were either steel or carbon. Hold on. They were steel. So I'm going to have to replace them with these. Like so, to get the things where I want. Actually, no, I'm going to have to put. I didn't even need to do that. All right. Let's get the drone down here for a little extra block work. That is not where you need to put that, you stupid drone. And then down here. All right, I can remove these and replace them with what they were. They were this, like so, and so, and then they had that on it, and then they had the matching textures for these, which I believe is this. Yeah, like so. And then they had the single line going through it like that. Okay, now I can put these here and over here, and then remove those, and there we have it. I didn't really need to replace those blocks, I just need to move them. And then here I'm going to make this the same as those, and then texture is going to be this, like so. Okay, now that I've got all that done, I can finish with my things. So there's that. Let's interact with this. And let's see how far out we want this. Maybe 4 beyond this. Let's make it 6 beyond this, and then 3 on either side. Which means I'm going to want to do the same to this one. Okay. And there we go. 6 and 3. Let us actually make it only 1 so that it's not coming into here, so I don't have to worry about that. And we'll do the same with this, so that these are just inside here in this room. Okay, so this is the starboard door, and this is the port door, and then this can go port door, it needs to be inverted, and this can go inverted starboard door, and then this can go starboard door, and I can get rid of that because I don't need it. And then this can go port door, and I can get rid of that because I don't need it. So now as I go through here, those might open, but that's okay. That's a price I'm willing to pay in order to be able to come out this way, and then just stop here as the doors open and come on up into the ship. That's interesting. Is that a window? No, that's the door. Oh, that's the... Okay. These doors, I was going to have... I can't put it anywhere but here, and that would block my movement. I hate that the sensors block your movement, so that sucks. But I guess I'll just... remove these doors because they are completely unnecessary as I'm going back and forth throughout the ship. Rather than just leaving them open, I'll just take them out. And if I need something for it later, I'll replace it. But in the meantime, I do not. This is going to do that. Let us fill this. Let's manage. Oxygen, bunker, oxygen. Fill the rest up. Okay. Now, flight systems are off. Weapons are closed. I did not put the proper weapons on here. Let's see. Where's my weapons? Weapons need to be geared to weapon systems. And I know that I can do this on my own, but I'm also going to key the HUD here to the weapon system. And now I can actually just get rid of that. So when the weapon systems come online, I get the missile lock little targeting thing. And then when the weapon systems are off, it's off. So that is going to be that. I may make that interface red. But for now, let us put the warp drive and warp drive fuel tank in. And what else do I want to put over here? I'm not entirely sure. I could put an extra generator there. That's what I think I'm going to do. So let's go to, where is the constructor output? Main constructor output. Okay, and I will change this to constructor inventory because I don't need that to be doing that. So let's go, okay, advanced constructor. I can add an additional generator on this side and not have to worry about it. While we're right here, let's just do this, and then warp drive, fuel tank, Wi-Fi. The fuel tank is going to go right here. Now I know I'm not going to be able to access it, but that's fine because I can just access it through the control panel anyway. And the generator is going to go right there. Okay, let's colorize them. That's going to be yellow. That's going to be purple. And then the fuel tank. Actually, no, I am going to have to remove all this. But there we have it. And I'm going to have it facing like this so that the radiation doesn't actually affect me as much. Actually, that still does. That's weird. It didn't used to affect you from the bottom, but they must have changed it. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to do this. We're going to purplerize that. Does it affect me sitting here? No, that's fine. Not too worried about that. I may put a little guiding thing around it so you don't get too close. And then the shield's going to be over here. And I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I might just want to go ahead and remove them. As for the Wi-Fi, let's see here. I can remove that steel block and put the Wi-Fi right in here. Do we have a detector? Equipment, yes, so I don't need to worry about that. Okay, so with the warp drive as it currently is, we are just slightly over the 15,000 that we need, and that's including the fuel tank and everything. So let's take a look in the SV pieces. I've got the walkways and railings, so what I want to do with this, we're going to take this and we're going to have this here. Let's see. Actually, I might just go ahead and do like, you see, that's not going to work because it needs to be a full block's length. So I'm going to put this here, even here. Let's go ahead, remove all of these. Okay. And then I'll grab those as well. And then I will put this. Let's do this. If I angle here like this, and then I put this full block back. Okay, so that's like that. It doesn't really matter on the outside what this looks like, so I'm just going to sort of do this black like that, and then white. I'm going to put this there like that, and then I'm just going to white color that, and I'm not going to really worry about the bottom because you can't see it. So okay, and then this is going to be blue, and then this is just going to be, is it here? Yeah, it's here. So I'm going to put this all the way across to here. Let's take you out because I'm going to need it to be around here too. Can you make me a couple more of those? Okay. So these, I need this to come out here, and even standing here at the corner will affect it. So what I will need, I need this there and this there. Okay, now we'll just color all these blue like so, and there we have it. This one actually needs to be rotated like so. There we go. So now we won't get too close to any of our extremely hot and dangerous stuff, but we can still access everything we need to. Let's go ahead and I'm going to make you yellow. I'm going to make you blue. I'm just colorizing these. Let's see, that's a fuel tank. Those are both fuel tanks. That's a CPU extender. And that's just a block that I can replace with something if need be. Okay, and then over here we've got our food processor, our fridges, and a controller. This I'm going to connect to the fridge 1 to fridge 2. For now, we may end up putting stuff in here as a controller thing. Probably like an input pieces, output pieces type thing. But this thing doesn't really have a whole lot of storage capability. That is going to be what we rely on our shuttle pod for. The O2 station needs to be rotated. Hold on, can I rotate this? I didn't think so. Okay. This can come right like that. That's okay where it is. I think I want to move it right there. Okay, so we've got oxygen armor, and then there's some extra, a little bit of extra storage up here, and then we've got O2 tanks up here, like so. And let's just go ahead and remove the unnecessary chairs and such. I'll leave... I'll probably change this entire interior area into some sort of... I don't know. I'll find something to do with this area. Since this is a single player, I'm not going to be needing it as much. Let's just remove that chair since I don't need it. I'll keep the bed, and then I'll replace that. And then when I'll put the... Maybe when I put the shield generator here, I'll put like a bed type thing over here. I don't know. But now that we have the Diplomat outfitted the way that we want it, we're really going to have to get the whatchamacallit for it online soon, the CPU extenders for it. But we're going to do the base first. So in order to do that, we're going to need to get gold. And in order for us to get gold, we're going to want to fly over to here. And I'm going to go ahead and target lock that, and we're going to start heading over that way. But we're going to have to call this an episode. We're not going to be able to get a whole lot of gold because we don't have a whole lot of storage in here. Well, you know, let's do this. Where is the SV parts box? Okay. SV parts is down here. SVHV parts. Let's grab this and this. Okay. And instead of... Yeah, okay. So let's do this. Let's go bunker output. Where is the main constructor output? Let's have you make one more of those, and not 100. Let's do 20 more of these. Okay. And so now let's connect to the SV output, SV pieces thing. We'll grab these and those. And then let's take all this. Okay. Like so. Then we're going to convert these side things into cargo storage. I think these are on the outside, so I will... let's just go ahead. Oh, wow. I can put that back real easily. We can just convert these whole side things into cargo storage and have the cargo container accesses up here, or maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But let's go ahead and, where's the output? We'll grab this and that. We'll start with these. So, starting with this, we'll need to put this here and here. Okay, yeah, I need to just, I can go ahead and, I might put these top and bottom, top parts back, I don't know, in order to, more better protect those at the top, but it's probably not going to be necessary. So, okay, let's see, let's put this down here. I'm going to need a few more of those. So let's put this here and then this here so we can access these from here. Let's see. This will go along here. This will go along here. I can then do that and this, and right now that's 1,400 each. Let's go ahead and I'm going to do this. I'm going to put it down here like so. And then the middle is also going to be a full row of boxes. And then the top is going to be probably an angle like this across. And then we can put the glass back so you can actually see it. Yeah, I think I like that. So we'll grab this. We'll go to the SVHV parts. And we'll grab the windows. And these were just windows like so. Okay. Like that. And then that's weird. Like that. Okay. And so we've got the windows. I'll put... You're not making any more. Why did you stop? Let's do 20 more. That's 5, 10, 15. There we go. That ought to... So we've got this, this, and then I'll put angled ones up there. Like so. Okay. And now each side is 3,000 and change. So we've actually got a cargo ship here. There we go. All right. Cargo instead of diplomacy. And then out here, let's just go ahead and we will, let's turn all of the blocks of this, let's see, well, let's do the outside. The outside, I want to be these. Okay, and then we'll do the other side as well. Like so. And then on the interior, let's see, on the interior, I'll have these like this. Okay. There we go. And so we've got 3,113 on either side. Very nice, very nice. Now, the next major thing we need to go ahead and do, we need to grab our EVA from the armor locker. I don't think I'm going to need the heavy armor. If I get another medium armor that I'm not going to sell, I'll probably equip it with EVA, armor boosts, and then some oxygen as well. But let's see how much. All right, that is pretty full of oxygen. So I'm going to keep the light armor with the multi boosts on for now, and that's what we're going to use in when we are on the moon and planet side and whatnot while we are gathering. But the EVA needs to go in here because this is where we're going to be EVAing from now on. So in any case, let's go ahead and start heading into space. Oh, I need pentaxid. Let's see, I have 3 pentaxid. Do we have any raw pentaxid that we can go ahead and turn into warp fuel? I would hate to get out there and then back and not be able to get back, or out there and then not be able to get back. Yeah, we got plenty that we can turn into warp fuel. Let's see, that's here. 1 makes 2, so let's do 30. That'll use half of our pentaxid, and that'll give us more than enough. That'll give us 60 AU to get there, and this thing is only 13 away. Well, let's say 14. So that should be enough to get us there and back. So I'm going to have all that made up, and then next episode, we're going to head out and try to gather up some gold. But that's going to be it for this episode. I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. If you did, hit the like button for me. And if you want to see more Empyrion Galactic Survival Alpha 12 Experimental, go ahead and subscribe. I'm KnowItAllDM. And as always, y'all have a good day now.